This is part 2 of working on the bow using D major. We are on the A string. We're going to play 0, 1, 3, 4, repeating that pattern. We're using smaller bows in this, right? They're about quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to doing that D scale. We're going to use smaller bows now. Let's keep it in the middle, right? And we're going to do each note twice. D, D, E, E, F sharp. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suzuki book 1. Let's go to Go Tell Aunt Rhody. We're going to play this on the slower side, right? And now we're going to work on getting that bow to be fluid. We're not paying attention to our left hand technique right now. Now we have moved into a song, right? So now that we're worrying about actual sheet music, rhythm, now we're going to have to just focus on that bow to make sure it's still working the way we want it to as we do that extra layer of reading the sheet music. If you have the song memorized, that's the best way to work on this. All right, Go Tell Aunt Rhody. Get everything set. Take a minute. Loosen up that wrist. Try this right now. You're just going to purposely go like this. You're trying to get your wrist loosened up. All right, now keep it in the spot. Bow on D. Get that straight bow path going, right? We're not expanding or decreasing that angle. We're keeping it right where it is. The hand is going to hover right where we want it to go, right? So it's always hovering this invisible line right here. That's my bow guide, right? I'm going to follow that invisible line to really get that. Let's go ahead and try, before we do Go Tell Aunt Rhody, this is a good exercise. So set your bow hand, right? I keep using this hand to stabilize so we get a really nice bow hand to model. Now, you're going to hold the bow over the string and not bow. You're going to hold it right above and air bow. Now you have to really make sure your bow hand is stable before you do this. It's going to cause a little bit of tension. It's okay. You're just trying to work all the muscles within the arm that require you to get this motion, right? You're going to feel them a little bit more tense when the bow's not on the string because now we have to support the weight of the bow as we do this. Let's do a few more of these air bows on D. It's okay if you get a little bit away. Just try and stay as close as you can without actually bowing. Now let's try it on A string. Air bow on A. Usually when you get to the end, towards the end of the down bow, that's when it's hard to keep it close. Okay, so now let's go ahead and Go Tell Aunt Rhody, right? If you need to shoot your hand out, go for it. Drop it down. Super loose. This is what the bow hand should feel like. Totally relaxed. Here we are with Go Tell Aunt Rhody. 1, 2, and 3, 4. Easier to keep straight versus bigger bows. So if you're having issues with keeping your bow path straight, keep your bows on the smaller side when you're working on repertoire music. You're more likely to get straight bows if you keep them on the smaller side. All right, let's try one more Suzuki song, just incorporating this idea. Let's go ahead and do Lightly Row. Take a minute. Let's do the push-pull one more time. I keep stopping and breaking down these these exercises you can do beforehand because your muscles are going to need constant reminders to stay loose, right? They love to tense up in between, especially when you're concentrating. You start to tense, right? So between everything you're doing, stop, shake that hand out, especially that bow hand if that's where it's tense, right? You can even air bow without the bow in your hand, right? This is actually just showing, this lets me pay attention to more of what my arm looks like, right? And then I'm pulling and I'm pushing and I'm pulling and I'm pushing. All right, here we go with Lightly Row. The bow's probably a little bit bigger on this one because there's more half notes. And that's about it. All right, here we go with Lightly Row. 1, 2, 3, 4. while to really develop that skill. The more we just keep trying to get it to bend more, right, and doing those exercises, the more it will become an automatic muscle memory, right? So just keep making it that first thing you work on, getting it to bend, right? And anytime you're doing repertoire, try and do like one line at a time, play the line, and then play in front of the mirror just to make sure you're still getting that good bow path.